Hi, my name's Ashley, and this is Yin Yoga without props. What I love about this class is oftentimes Yin we use props, but you get to experience all the postures without props. Oftentimes I notice that people confuse the restorative yoga practice with Yin. And so as restorative really relies on props, you'll find that many Yin poses are useful and accessible. You find a lot of benefits without using props. It's perfect for travel if you're on the go and don't have the props with you. It's just great for that. So let's get started. And I'll meet you on the mat. So let's get started by standing at the top of the mat. And you can keep the feet about hip width apart here. This is very soft mountain pose. And feeling the feet grounded towards the earth. Just give one nice sweep up on the inhale. Inhale. Sit slow. And as we exhale, we're going to fold the upper body over the thighs. Just moving very slowly, very mindfully here into this dangle. Now you have two options. You can keep the arms long and allow the upper body to be heavy. Or if you feel like this is a bit much on the neck, then you can always bring the elbows together and place them on top of the thighs. And here, and if you're going along with this modification, go ahead and micro bend the knees. And you feel like you have a little bit more support here. And still allowing the upper body to be heavy. And in Yin Yoga, we have three principles that we go by. And we find the posture that we're going into, right? And you find a comfort level there. We find some stillness, right? Finding contentment in the posture. And then we return to the breath. So remembering the breath is just as important as the movement, as the postures. And one more inhale. And then exhale nice and slow. From here, go ahead and halfway lift for me. If you need to bring the hands back down for some stability, that's fine. We're going to open up the feet about the width of the mat. Go ahead and turn the toes out, maybe 45 degrees. We're going to come into this yogi squat. So you turn it, just sinking the hips really close to the ground as possible, as comfortable for you. Then bring the palms together, and the elbows inside the knee. And the palms towards the chest. Really sink into this pose. You feel the openness in the hips and the inner thighs. And if you can, with each inhale, just lifting the heart closer to the palms. A lot of times in practice, I like to have my eyes closed, but you could definitely leave them open. Again, just return into the breath. It's a few more inhales and exhales. When you're ready, go ahead and place the palms down in front of you. Tilt the hips forward just slightly so we can lengthen the legs out. And you find that we're back into this dangle. You can make the feet in a little bit, back about hip width apart. And maybe this time you try this dangle, this ragdoll with the arms extended out towards the floor. Again, you can flip the palms up. Just feel the back of the legs open up, the hamstrings become a little bit longer. And then allow gravity to do the work. It's here for you. You don't have to do anything extra. Just allow the upper body to be heavy. And again, you also have the option of propping the arms on top of the thigh like we did before. And find what feels good to you. And on the inhale, we're going to shift back to that very familiar squat. So just rolling up halfway, and adjusting the feet, and then come back into it. Find this time you feel a little bit more open in the squat. Second time around. So in the end, we try to find the stillness in the posture. And we would like to, once you found the posture, to find some stillness. But of course, if you're experiencing any pain, and you need to move around, please feel free to. And then you come back to the breath. All right, go ahead and place the palms down, shift the hips forward. Take your time, very slowly, moving out of this, straightening the legs. And I like to just pedal the feet out a bit. So go ahead and meet me in tabletop. Let's start by moving into cat and cow. And after we're finished, just maybe 1 or 2 cat and cows, I'm going to move you into spinal flossing, which is counterintuitive to cat and cow. So just to get a feel of it, go ahead and drop the belly on the inhale, lift the gaze, lift the chest. Up. And exhale, roll the hips down on the spine. And just one more like that. Inhale, sweep the heart forward. Just get some movement in the spine a bit. Then exhale. Okay. So moving into the spinal flossing, sometimes it's called nerve flossing. And what we're doing is we're pulling the nerve of the spine in opposite directions, right? When we're doing that, we're really breaking up any adhesions around the spine. So think of it in that same cat and cow position. But as we lift the gaze, we're going to inhale. And as we're inhaling, we're going to sit the seat back towards the heel. Okay? And as we exhale, we're going to roll forward. And just like cat, we're going to round the upper back. But here, we're going to dip the hip forward, right? So it's more extended forward. And you can really feel a pull in here. And oftentimes, if you suffer from sciatica, this is really nice. So again, hip shift back on the inhale. Gaze goes up. And then slowly moving forward. Rounding the upper back, but also letting the hips fall. And let's do it one more time. Inhale, chest lift. Good. And really feel a tugging of the spine here. This is actually healthy for the nerves, which sends information to the brain, right? So helping break that up so the information flows freely. And come back to this neutral spine here. So let's come down to a seat. I'm going to shift into a few forward folds or begin with butterfly. This is very simple. Just bring the soles of the feet together. And if you naturally have the heels closer to your seat, go ahead and pull it away a bit. And from here, allow the knees to be heavy. And if you notice the feet open up, then that's fine. You can do that. You can stay sitting up in this posture if you like, but I like to really fold forward. And there's no right way to do it. Now, focus area, target areas in the hips. So as long as you're feeling it there, then you're doing it. So you fold forward, then you bring the head down, and it doesn't have to touch the feet. So wherever your body allows you to go, just be aware of it. But also be accepting of it. And if your body allows you to go deeper into the posture, flow with it. coming back to the breath. Nice, slow, mindful inhales and exhales. And when you reach your next inhale, go ahead and walk the palms back up. We're just going to open up the legs to Dragonfly. And if you like to turn lengthwise on your mat, then that's fine. Or you can just stay where you are. So opening up the legs as far as you can get them, and then just walking the palms forward. You can stop here. This feels pretty good to me. Or you can come and bring the chest completely flat on the mat. And relax in the back of the neck so it's nice and long, and the throat stays soft here. And just like I stated at the beginning of class, you find a lot of these postures you're able to go a little deeper into without props. So sometimes props take you out of the stretch. And here, we really want to feel it. In Yin, we're doing stress on all parts of the body. It's a traction-like stress, so it's healthy. And all of the body needs some form of stress. Go ahead and walk the palms back in. We're going to shift and focusing on the outside of the legs now. So we did a few where we're focusing on the inner thighs. From here, we're going to go into shoelace. So for the shoelace, I want you to fold the knee back. I'm going to actually turn so you guys can see this. We're going to start with the right knee. So folding the right knee back so the ball of the foot is facing behind you. And then you're going to take the left and you're going to fold it on top, right? So the tension is stacking the knees, but it's totally fine if the knees aren't stacked. And it's also fine if you have a gap in between the knees, okay? So target area, again, is the outside of the hips, the glutes, the IT band, and maybe even a little on the knee, but it shouldn't be painful. And from here, you can forward fold over the legs, or if you fold it enough, then you can stay up. And maybe even playing with the distance of the feet. And you'll find if you take the feet closer to the front of your room, then you'll find that you feel more tug in the back, right, in your glutes. But if you bring the feet closer to you, you'll feel it more on the IT band in the front of the knee. So just deciding which one feels better to you. And go ahead and lengthen the bottom leg out and make the left meets the right. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So this time the left leg will go down first, and then go ahead and fold that right knee on top. Again, making any adjustments in the hips. You feel comfortable. Play around with the distance of the feet. And maybe this time you decide to fold forward over the knees. If you fold forward, you'll see immediately that it intensifies the posture a bit. That's good. Feels nice and yummy in the hips. Just return to the breath. Where can you soften down? Where can you relax in the hips? I just love this practice so much because it's so accessible to all body types. And because all of our bone structure is so different, I find that each of us will look so different in all of these poses. But if you're feeling it, then you're doing it. So no worries about what you look like. What do you feel like? That's the most important thing. And slowly coming out of this, lift up to the palms if you're folded forward. Extend the legs out.